we estimate 275,000 children affected by the recent floods. Those children and their families will have had to relocate to one of the many shelters that are located across the island. But in turn, that often means that they've lost their belongings, they've lost schoolwork, they've lost items from their homes. So the trauma that comes with being relocated in an emergency, such as a cyclone, is incredibly stressful for children. And we know that they may be in shelters in some cases for a while because their entire communities have disappeared. And so essentially they don't have anywhere to go back to. So Sri Lanka is in a very difficult situation, and I was at a meeting this morning where they described this as their hour of need. Sri Lanka is emerging from a very deep economic crisis, so of course the flexibility that the government has to respond at scale is challenging. So they need international support, and those families will need support to be able to return home, to gather new livelihoods where they've been impacted. And we need to make sure that the systems are in place to support children returning to the services that they require: school, health facilities, nutrition, etc. So a very difficult time in prospect for this country. UNICEF is trying to bring in many of the items and to provide them to some of these communities that are hard to reach. So water is a particular concern. There isn't enough of clean water to reach health facilities or communities. We're airlifting in 1 million water purification tablets to try to get to some of those more remote areas. Water supply systems themselves have been impacted. So again, this is going to take some time to resolve. Protection issues again in those shelters so that children have the support networks that they need to. We already know that there were many children who are suffering from malnutrition in Sri Lanka. So of course, less access to food makes that a more serious problem. So providing supplements and other therapeutic food as necessary. And finally, learning. Over 1,000 schools have been probably significantly impacted, which is going to delay going back to school.